it was just great having all my favorite players in the room and just people sort of being aware that they were working on something which was really quite special and quite precious. Um, there had been a period, sort of a year ago or so, where I just got the band together and we just tried to sort of completely reinvent it. It didn't work. It's like it didn't matter that what we were doing was new and fresh and fabulous. It wasn't it wasn't the movie. So it surprised me that the themes I'd written all those years ago actually sort of held up. It's just they needed to be played. They needed to be played by great musicians, which is, um, I mean, this is a considerably bigger movie and a considerably more epic movie. But weirdly, what I had done 25 years ago, not really knowing how an animated movie works, um, I'd written these huge epic themes, and in a funny way, what happened this time by having this photorealism and having just John's direction, who he just opened it up so that the themes could actually breathe. You could really do something with them. Um, it's like 25 years ago, I was waiting for this version of this movie to come. It started off with John phoning me and going, "Did I want to come down to where they were making the movie?" And it wasn't a normal set. It was just this huge warehouse by the airport. It's like most unglamorous place you can go to, and so they had built a little theater in it, and he says, "Here, let me show you the opening." And I went, "Yeah, whatever. I've seen this sort of thing before." No, I hadn't. I mean, what he was doing and how it looked, and it just it. I didn't think I was capable of being moved by something I had done before and been so involved with before, and it just really moved me. And I thought, yeah, yeah, I want to be part of it. I want to help him tell the story again, because here's a man who really seems to know how to do this. It was such a gift to me because it meant I had to actually deal with some of my demons of my dad dying. And it was such a gift to me because I got to have this connection with my little girl, in an extraordinary way. I mean, being a film composer is already it's a pretty lucky job, but to actually make it that personal and make it that close to home, and I never would have thought that a cartoon, which is how I used to call it before before we started working on it, before it drew me in, before it changed my life. I never thought that movie would set me on this path of discovering things, of having that experience, and I never thought it would affect people, would give people such an enormous experience. Um, and it does it on a daily basis. I mean, all over the world, people go to see the stage show, and people are waiting for this movie. And what John has done is so, I mean, it truly is revolutionary. We're just such good friends, but it's partly just watching him work with actors that aren't singers and getting amazing things out of them, and you suddenly go, "Oh yeah, hang on, I get it. He did all that stuff on The Voice. He knows how to do this." Um, and he was just our champion for making sure we kept including Africa in the movie. This was important. On Lion King, we had this idea. I found this orchestra in New York, which was basically an African American orchestra. So we got them to come to Los Angeles, put a lot of the musicians that had played on the original Lion King in amongst them as well, and then just rehearse them for 2 days, and just had this idea that it should be like a performance, that it shouldn't be like we are recording a movie, it should be like we're doing a concert. And I put like 20 seats out front, so and put all the filmmakers, like the cameraman, the DP and the editor, into the room, so that it really did feel like they were doing a concert, and we would just do the movie like a show. It was always really important that Africa had literally a voice in this, and so Lebo went back to South Africa, recorded choirs for days, because that was always the idea. We really did it the old-fashioned way. We had the big screen up so that the movie was playing. So, we were in that world constantly. And everybody just brought the best, the best energy. But it's not so much the energy, it's they just played from their hearts. And one of the things which I think is really important in this is, I mean, Jon Favreau has such a big heart, and he leads with his heart, and you really, you try to do justice to that, within the music.